What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mostly Movies podcast with Nick and Christian. He's Nick. I'm Christian, coming to you from the Airbnb at an undisclosed location. And today, guys, the movie we are mostly discussing is Together, starring Dave Franco, and forgive me, do not know his wife's name, so we're just going to...
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie. Great. First time I've ever heard of this lady. But before we get into all that, guys, please head over to thescreengods.com for all of Nick's latest movie reviews and our full library of podcast episodes. You can find it all at thescreengods.com. And of course, you can always find us on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, IG, and X for more clips, reels, and other fun content. Brother, I thought last week was going to be, well, I didn't think last week was going to be tough, but it ended up being tough. But this week's going to be tough. I don't have, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but you might have to carry us on this week's episode. But Together, so close but yet so far away. That's my tag.
That's your wordplay today? Yeah.
Yeah, you went, I thought you went with Michael Shanksville.
Nah, that's going to be the name of the episode.
Can we get
The movie is directed by Michael Shanks, who I've never, the name sounds familiar, but I don't know if that means.
Does it?
He's the director and the writer, so let's quickly look at his,
I got nothing. Oh, Time Trap.
Never heard of it.
20...
No, he's known for basically nothing we've heard of. So his
last movie was 6 years ago.
He's been doing shorts and some TV series for something called The Wizard of Oz, AUS. I don't know what that is. Yeah, nothing that no one, I think even your most adept film student probably has never heard of this guy. So,
you know what I appreciated about this movie?
Let's start with the positives. Sure.
It told you exactly what was going to happen in the opening scene, and I'm so fucking stupid. I thought it was going to be anything else other than that, and that's just what happens.
Explain that. What do you mean?
Well, with the dog, the opening scene with the dogs, without spoiling. Well, no, okay. I just thought that would be way too obvious, right? Surely they're not just gonna conjoin. And literally, they just conjoin. So I guess it's about the journey, the road we took to get there. Which, quite honestly, like I thought the scenery was nice. I thought it was well shot. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't like low quality. There was some funny parts to it, and there was some pretty decent jump scares. So, and I thought it was kind of really well blended together, which I didn't expect it to be a horror comedy, which really that's what it was more than anything. So I did appreciate the first, like all the rest, every single movie we see, I did appreciate the first 2/3 of it, and then the last third is offensive and makes you want to jump off a fucking cliff. But no, even still, like by the end of it, I wasn't, begging it for it to end, I guess I would say. But yeah, of course it falls off a cliff. And that's just a theme here on Mostly Movies. That it should just be cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I'll touch on the plot for this in just a second. But so far this year, the closest movie this year in 2025. So not counting, because Gladiator 2 was last year, right? When was Gladiator 2? Look that up for me.
Yeah.
But Gladiator 2 was the only one that had an ending that made any sense, because there was a story that was going somewhere and you knew it from the beginning. But other than that, the closest movie with an ending was Eddington, and even that one we had a couple of complaints about. Not big ones, small ones, but yeah. So anyway, so to get back to this movie, we decided, I also want to say this, Christian announced on the last podcast that Blockbuster Summer barely knew you. And so we went after... So we just couldn't bring ourselves to go see Fantastic Four or any of these movies right now. I think we're comicked out.
We saw one movie.
We went, well, just overall. Oh God, this guy. Anyway, so we decided to see, this Together movie. The previews, they did a good job with the marketing and getting people there. There's several people in this movie, which I didn't expect. It wasn't a tiny theater. It was downstairs, but in the dungeon, but it wasn't in the small prison cell theater. It was in a sizable one.
And right now, suck.
And on IMDb right now, it's getting what I think is a little too high, but let's see what you think. It's getting a 7.1 out of 10, which I think would be, on our scale, would be like the equivalent of a 3.5. So anyway, look quickly on the plot. So ultimately, this couple, Dave Franco and his apparently real world wife, who, this part's ironic. In the movie, they're not married; they are life partners because he's got commitment issues or something. And as I get to say the plot, it'll kind of make sense why I'm less impressed overall than maybe you are a little bit. Not that you were overly impressed, but just in general. So the plot is he's got some sort of weird commitment issues, and his intimacy is a problem. They've been together for years, probably high school sweethearts or something like that. Doesn't really specify, but she's trying to make it work, and he's just kind of a train wreck a little bit. He's like a starving musician or something. But that part doesn't really matter. The part that matters is he's got physical and emotional intimacy issues, but you don't really know why.
He needs some bucked up.
He needs some bucked up supplements. Check out episode 33 so you can get that reference. But they don't really explain why, and then they try to explain it in a particular scene where he's opening up about something he's going through, but you don't really know why. It's like his dad, I think, died, and his mom. It wasn't really clear. But let me finish so you can I'll let you jump off. The full point is she's trying to get their life on track. She takes a job. She's a teacher in like a small town. And so he goes with her, and they go on a hike, and while they're dealing with his intimacy issues and his just overall weirdness, they go on a hike, and they stumble into basically a subterranean lair, so to speak.
Cave?
Yeah, well, kind of, but it's not really a cave. It's
a hole.
You'll watch it. It's a hole, and then you get down there, and it turns out to be like a hidden something, which I don't want to spoil everything. Anyway, something happens down there, and that's where they get this whole stuck together thing. And I know the previews show you the whole stuck together thing, but that's basically the whole thing. Is she doesn't really believe him because he's having freakouts and meltdowns, and eventually she finds out that he's not crazy and he's just he's trying to fight off this weird curse thing that they have, and then she gets it, and the rest of the movie is them trying to, which I guess would be 30% of the movie, is them trying to undo it. But the overarching issue, I think, for me is I didn't get a great feel for why he was a train wreck to begin with. I didn't really understand the backstory. They didn't explain it well, so I don't get it.
Yeah, well, aside from what happened where he found his mom was a psycho. Like that whole scene where I guess his mom was living with his dad's dead corpse, and he found them. I guess it was
right. I think that's what happened, but they don't really explain it. So
also, I hate to be this guy, but how much are school teachers making these days?
Well, in a small town, everything looks better. Everything's cheaper there.
Yeah, but they were living in a sick New York loft before that, or
so I think they actually did a good job of closing that loop, because remember when she gets to the new school, he's like, we're excited to have a teacher of your caliber. So she was probably teaching at like an Ivy League school or something in there, because they did kind of say like, oh, we're so surprised you took this here,
Right.
So, I don't know.
True, but either way, yeah, I don't get that either, because he had a pretty sweet situation. He had a pretty sweet setup going. Just being able to do nothing all day, and your girl being 100% cool with that. I don't know. That seems pretty tight, and allowing you to just chase your
dreams.
Yeah, go ahead.
To be a musician, but well, like you said, just to be a musician, not work,
and you're also 35.
Yeah, and also all she wants is for you to touch her, and you just can't do it.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's the whole crux, is that he just couldn't get it done, which is kind of hilarious. But the most entertaining part was the I guess the back half, the middle of the movie, when they are just trying to get unstuck or remain unstuck, and there are some good comedic parts in there too. So I enjoyed that part of the movie, I guess I'd say, and the mystery leading up to it. Again, I'm a sucker for cult shit. I love when horror movies go the cult route, and this
love a good cult.
love a cult, and this tried to take us there, and then it just came to a screeching halt. I did appreciate creepy school guy. He was all right. Played his role well.
His name is Damon Merriman.
Yeah.
I guess the takeaway for that, spoiler heads up, is I guess that, and I was trying to figure this out, and I don't know if you caught this, but so this is definitely a spoiler, so please, if you want to see it, But like you said about the dogs at the beginning, kind of merging into one, and that kind of gave it away. And I was trying to figure this out while it was going on, but the school teacher, he when she was visiting, who also happens to be their neighbor, and she's looking at his wedding video and stuff. Spoiler, he's gay. So in a small town, But anyway, but the wedding video, I was looking at both the guys, both grooms, I guess, or brides, I don't know what you call them, but they're both in the video, and neither of them looked like him. So he is the merging of those two guys.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
But I didn't know that at the time because when you're looking at it, you're not quite sure yet what's going on. So it wasn't until the movie's over that I go, oh, okay. He's ended up, which at the very end of the movie, which is where you just roll your eyes because it's just insane. But I could see what they kind of tried to do there. But anyway,
they just made a trans person. That's what I was.
That's all they did. That's all they did. It basically went from Dave Franco, Alison Brie, and then it ended with Elliot Page.
Yeah, 100%. And it got me to thinking, if I had to merge, I think I'm going guy.
Well, of course you are. No one wants to be a woman. Well, a lot of. I mean,
got him.
You got me. Let me clarify what I mean by that. You guys got to deal with a lot more than we do, But apparently I'm wrong because there's plenty of men that have been doing that in the last 5 years. But from a purely biological standpoint, I don't know who would want that noise. To actually be a woman is crazy. But
yeah, no, I'm definitely going guy. I don't know which guy.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it. But.
Well, you don't get to choose. It's a merging of you and whoever you're with.
Well, didn't they? But they did the whole ritual, so I think you just got to go through the ritual.
Well, yeah, but you got
with whoever.
Well, yeah, you got to pick. Well, sure, yeah.
With.
Well, you got. I guess if you're just shopping for your merge buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the market. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So in the second half, it started to get, and I mean, I guess there was some comedy. I don't really feel like it was that funny. I didn't really get a lot of.
I wasn't like laughing out loud, but I thought they were cute together. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I really laughed, and I think I'd have
scene...
to watch it again, which I never will. But I'd have to watch it again because I'm wondering if it's just because the type of humor you and I find funny versus it actually being funny. I don't know.
Yeah,
give me an example.
I guess the saw scene, that was all right when she was, dumping liquor and when she was trying to get him drunk and then she's getting drunk. Because apparently, and that's another thing too. Like apparently everything he does. Well, I guess they did make that clear. Everything that he puts in his body, I guess, affects her at that point. I guess he just kind of got it.
I guess. Yeah. But there's some loose stuff like that because then when she's driving at the beginning where he's getting thrown around in the shower because she's turning in the car, like none of it is really explained.
No, and this is my problem. It's lazy writing to just go, oh, it's a cult, but then they never dive into, well, what is the cult? What is the ritual? They just go, oh, it's a cult, this mysterious cult, which I like. Again, I'm a sucker for it because it gets me. It always gets me, but then they never explain it fully. And this is long legs. This is a long legs. This is classic. Well, not even. Yeah, no, this is classic long legs.
No, long legs is better. It's not even close.
Long legs is better, but you know what I mean when I say it's a long legs.
Yeah, we all know what you mean.
It's just lazy writing, unless you're just going to dive deeper into, because it doesn't look cool. And the creepy school guy / priestess, he was like, it's a phenomenal gift, and you're just like, it doesn't seem that way. You know what I mean?
Also, what is the gift? They don't say what the gift is, which is the big takeaway for us when we're walking out is you said, I don't really see the point of the movie. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what the message is.
If the gift is I have to merge with my girlfriend, no thank you. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, he said something like it's ultimate intimacy or something, and it feels like, okay, that's the point, but it's not a good one because no one cares.
Unless if I could just absorb her and still look like me and then just turn her off, then that's fine. If that's an option. But I don't want to be
I'm trying to absorb that comment.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
If my body could just eat her entire body and I'd just look like me, though.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, I'm just saying if that's the case, then I guess I would, fine. But I don't want to be half me, half her. You know what I mean? Physically, visibly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I get. Yes, you don't want to end up like the Elliot Page at the end. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler, they just take Alison Brie and Dave Franco, and it's almost like they did one of those online put your
It looks
faces
like
together.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah, AI face merge, and then they just put it on a body, which is so funny to me. But yeah, so the second half, but yeah, I get what you're saying about the cult thing. We had the same thing happen with that other movie, which I've already forgotten the name of it now, it's the same kind of thing, although I think the other one was a little bit of a better movie than this. What was the one where she gets it's a few months ago, where she gets blasted by the car, the social worker. She adopts these kids.
Yeah.
I've totally forgotten the name of that movie now. I'd have to go back and look at our portfolio.
Inside Out.
Nope.
Let Me In.
Nope.
That's
No,
a kid's
let her
movie,
bring her back. That's
Bring
what
her
it was.
back. See, we got there.
Because you just reminded me of your puns where you said leave her dead. So Bring Her Back, similar, where it's the same exact thing that you're talking about, where it's all cult based, no explanation, completely no explanation, and you just don't go. You just go, I don't get it. And you're right, it is lazy writing, or it's because they're adapting it from a book or something, and they just like, we don't know how to fit all this in.
And
just
because
like the concept, and I will say that's what got us to see this movie. Right, is the concept was creative. I haven't seen that done before. The whole sticking together thing.
Well, I mean, the substance.
So that's, I mean, we got to give it, yeah, but even the substance, it wasn't two people sticking together like that. It's different.
Well, they ended up merging at the end, though, the old version and the young version. It was pretty similar.
But
it was pretty fucking similar.
Well, the shock value at the end was very similar to the substance, which I was going to say. But the build up to it was different.
And the reason why they're emerging in the substance made sense, whereas the reason why they're emerging in this one, you choose. It's kind of like those books where you choose your own adventure. You get to make the decision. You just put it together.
Except every reason is stupid. Out of all the options you have, they're all dumb. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, because call me crazy. I feel like they shouldn't have been together anymore. I feel like
she should have left him a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think merging is the best case
solution
for either of them. Yeah, for either party.
I mean, I guess the only takeaway I could say is they went from and this is not the point of the movie. I don't want to give them too much credit here, but I feel like I can manufacture a takeaway, which is in a world where everyone splits up and they just take the easy route, these two were like, we got to stick this thing out. And they did it to the most extreme possible way you could. So, it's kind of like, ultimate sacrifice, I guess, where you lose yourself in the other one, literally, in this case. But that's not the point of the movie. I think that's just me reaching for something.
Yeah, I'd like to see a 6-month follow-up on where they are now.
Where he is now?
Well, yeah.
She?
Did she go back to school teaching and just being like, "What's up?"
Yeah. That's the problem, right? The end of the movie leaves you with, well, everything that was going on in their life is now done, and you don't have to tie those up, those loose ends up.
Yeah, it's definitely the conversation with the parents was probably lit,
Anyways, it was. Yeah, I think I did like a lot of the physical elements to this movie, both with their bodies, like the way they were contorting, the way they filmed it, like you said, the quality of the production was good. They did some cool things with the set pieces, like just using doors and using the shower, even though it's not the first shower scene you've seen in a horror movie, the way they did it was a little different. There's some things to like visually, I guess is my point, both in the physical of the people and in the sets.
Yeah, the scene with the I guess clouded door, you would say, where she's banging her head on that. That was like I said, there was some good like suspenseful scenes, and they blended it well with kind of the lighter moments of it, and it did kind of drag in the middle. But yeah, just can't land the plane, of course. This is just what I come to expect now. But we have, and I'm scared because next week is a big week for us. Well, it's a big week for me. So if weapons, I'm just already preparing myself for long legs. That's it.
But what is going on here in the summer? I didn't realize summer was also horror season.
It's just a big year for it. Well, we have companies now, like when I was looking up other neon horror movies, because with A24 and Neon, I mean, all the previews were more neon movies.
Right. Well, because that's what they do. Well, they all do that.
And they all look exactly the same, like the Shelby Oaks Colt. All they have to do
Right.
is put the Colt aspect in the trailer, and you and me are gonna go watch it, pal.
Well, I have no
That's
choice because of you.
That's a byproduct of me just forcing you to watch it, because one of these is gonna hit. One of these is gonna
Well,
land.
we're still waiting.
It might be Shelby Oaks. It might be. I don't think Weapons isn't a neon movie, but
No, it absolutely is not. Well, to be fair, I did make you go see A Woman in the Yard, which was also not good. So,
yeah.
you know.
Okay, you should have.
Yeah.
You should have saved that one because I forgot. But
No,
yeah,
I'm
Now-
honest. I'm an honest man.
now that I know, yeah, they did the monkey, which I did want to see, which we didn't end up seeing, which is probably
Who did the
whatever,
monkey?
but-
Neon?
Yeah, neon.
Well, see
They
now
did some-
I don't want to see it. Now I don't want to see it.
they've been
I
around
was
for a
inter-
while. They've been around for
I was
a long
interested,
time, though.
but
Maybe they're
I
just
can't
now like
see on IMDb who it's not giving me the production. I guess you got to pay for that to see all that. But yeah, I can't tell who's
they're
producing
putting shit behind a paywall.
just the production stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah, if I want to see production info, I got to go to imdbpro.com. It's like,
That's
okay.
That's crazy movie nerd shit.
I could just Google it. Who produces what is it? You said they produced the monkey? Neon did? Okay, well, so Weapons, which I was so fired up for the Weapons movie, and I'm still excited to see it, but I'm definitely bummed that it's not based on a true story because I totally thought it was at first. Because the girl in the movie goes, "This is a true story." I'm like, "Oh, sweet," and it's not. So
The first
So,
trailer didn't give away too much, so I could see how you thought that, and then but the trailers now with like the adults running around acting. crazy.
yeah. Oh well, we didn't even see. That's a new. I wish I didn't see that. I was pissed about that. The trailer
I know.
giving too much away again.
I had already saw it, a couple, actually probably like a month ago. So I had already spoiled it for myself, but I'm
Yeah, well,
hoping.
Go ahead.
I'm hoping that it, obviously, that's not anything too much spoiled, but we'll see. I don't know.
We talked about this on the way in. Christian has a hard time not spoiling things for himself, staying away from reviews and stuff. I don't know why.
It's X, the everything app. It's all happening on X, and unfortunately,
It's all happening on X.
well, and that's not even because of X. That's just because the trailer and the people who are fucking cutting the trailers. So, but
Right.
also Josh, I fucking love Josh Brolin too in anything. So
I was gonna say, and we're kind of venturing off of the old Together movie, but there wasn't a lot to say on that one, guys. And you go want to hurt you, but you're also not gonna walk away like, oh my god, that was fantastic.
yeah,
Part of me
you're gonna
does.
walk
Part of me
away-
does wish. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're just gonna. Well, I didn't feel anything. It ended, and at the end I just went, oh yeah, that makes sense. Go about
Yep.
my day now.
Yeah, exactly. It ended, and you kind of go, yeah, there was the only way they could end. That's the only way they could end this movie because they didn't do a good job preparing the landing, as we said. So they had no choice.
I was just like, oh yeah, they do merge. Okay, cool.
Just like it showed in the opening
Yeah.
scene. Yeah, that's right. But I am kind of mad. Like, would I have rather seen The Naked Gun? Probably, because that's getting a lot
Yeah.
of hype.
I'm pretty bummed in hindsight now.
But well, we can watch that outside of theaters. That's definitely not a thing you got to see in theaters. But yeah, so you can go see it. Don't go see it. Whatever. But
Doesn't
on
matter.
doesn't matter. On the Weapons movie, we are excited for next week. I was gonna say Josh Brolin. I've never not liked Josh Brolin. I'll say that. But I also have never, outside of Sicario, and I don't really count him being Thanos as really him because he's just a big CGI thing, so I don't really. Outside of Sicario, I'm not even sure I've seen him in too much, other than Goonies back in 1982 when he was 18 years old.
That's wild.
So I know. I mean, I just don't see. There's not a lot of movies that I've watched that he's in. So I saw him, but in the preview today, I kind of went, you know what? He's doing a good job playing a concerned parent in the 5 seconds that I saw him, but what I mean by that is his acting came across in a 5-second clip. I was like, oh yeah, that guy, I like him a lot, actually.
Yeah, 5 seconds is all I need. But no, he's in No Country for Old Men.
Never saw that. Yep.
Dude.
Never saw that.
All right, well we
I know.
gotta fix that. A True
Yep.
Grit.
Never saw that.
good. Okay.
I got a lot of movies to watch next week.
Yeah. American Gangster. I don't remember what his role was in that though.
Never watched that. That's Denzel, right?
Yeah, he was also in the Dune movies too,
Of course he was.
and he's in the new Running Man. This Glenn Powell guy, he's too good looking. I can't take it serious. It's almost too much. And he's obviously the next guy in Hollywood, or it's him and Chalamet, I feel like. But
Shamel.
yeah, I don't know. He looks AI. It's crazy. But
You
yeah,
say
the Running
so.
Man looks. You don't think, dude? He has like 100 teeth. He has so
Yeah,
many
I don't
teeth.
know. I kind of agree. Maybe in an indirect way, I kind of agree with what you're saying.
Cartoonish
Symmetrical.
almost.
He's so symmetrical that I kind of go. I mean, I'm not really, I'm not really loving it. You know, I'm not having a man crush on Glenn Powell. Like I know that girls like him and stuff too. Like I know our oldest daughter, people have said, "Oh, he's so handsome" and whatever. And I kind of just go, I feel like there's way more handsome actors out there than this guy. But I think it's because of, like you said, he's almost too symmetrical. It doesn't really add up.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but
You did. You brought it up. It wasn't a tangent. You just said he's too good looking. Let's talk about that.
I know. I'm saying I don't know where my brain. Oh, the Running Man, because I guess Josh Brolin's going to be in that too. That looks interesting. But yeah. Anyways, weapons next week, and then again, like there's a couple of previews tonight where I go, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see that. Like Shelby Oaks, definitely going to go see that. The one with Marlon Wayans, that looks interesting.
We are not gonna go see Shelby Oaks. I will go see the Jordan Peele / not Jordan Peele
We're seeing
him
Shelby
movie.
Oaks. Yeah, that one looks. And the other thing too is, speaking of Jordan Peele, he apparently tried to get the script for Weapons and fired his agency over it when they were not successful. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So that's why there's a lot of hype on this too. Because if he wanted it that bad, then obviously there's something to the script that he,
Something to the story.
but he couldn't get his paws on it.
I love that phrase. Yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount of actors in that. I mean, they're not household names, which is interesting. Like, listen, tell me how many of these names you've heard of, okay? So, besides Josh Brolin, you've got Julia Garner, not Jennifer Garner, Julia Garner. I don't know who that is.
She's from Ozark. That's the blonde girl.
Okay. Alden Ehrenreich. Do you know?
Sure.
Do you know who
Of
that
course,
is?
Yeah. I had fucking.
Do you really?
Yeah, we got drinks at the bar last week.
All right. So no. Austin Abrams. Never heard of him.
He was there too.
Carrie Christopher. Carrie with a C. Cary. Christopher. Never heard of you. Benedict Wong. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's been in everything. He plays.
And then
he plays
Amy
a therapist.
Madigan.
No, he plays a therapist. Wait, no, I'm thinking of BD Wong.
Yeah, I had a feeling you didn't know who this was.
All right, well, BD Wong
doesn't
fucking
even-
rocks.
Benedict Wong is not even. He's not even in IMDb. So that's how I know you're full of crap. Oh wait, here he is. I like
Yeah,
it.
I've definitely seen this guy.
It just took him a while. Oh, did he
He's
just
in
show
Doctor
up in this
Strange
movie today? Yeah,
today?
he's the He. Well, there was that Asian psychologist he went to see. Remember?
BD Wong. Wait,
Yeah,
who?
so he's Doctor Strange. He's Doctor Strange's. Doctor Strange's right hand guy. I forget his name. What's his name?
Doctor Weird.
Whatever his name is. Oh, his name is just Wong. That's so
Oh.
funny. His name is just Wong
Really?
in the cinematic universe. It's so funny.
Nice.
Anyway, so okay, at least he's been seen. But you got Amy Madigan, who I've name sounds familiar, but I think I'm confusing it with a comedian named Kathleen Madigan. So have you heard of any of these people besides Benedict Wong?
100% no.
Yeah. Okay. So Josh Brolin's carrying the weight on this thing, along with
Julia Garner.
Julia Garner, who I've never seen Ozark. So, anyway, so I'm interested in it, but I did think it was based on true stories. Turns out it's not, but I'm still interested in seeing it. So we'll see if they can land the plane next
It'd
week.
be very funny if it was a true story and they were all just running like that. That would be insane simultaneously. That would be really fucking creepy. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I might get scared. We'll see. I'm praying it's great, but Hoot. What
All right, let's
stinks
move on.
what stinks this week, dude? What's going on? What have you been doing? What have you been up to? How's give me an update on the fantasy football a Plinko board. Did I spoil it? You're going to have to bleep
No,
that.
it's okay. Only so many people are listening. Most of the people listening to our pod are not on the fantasy. Yeah, so I decide, every year I'm the commish of 2 leagues, the family league and my work league, and I'm always trying to have fun with it because otherwise there's no point being the commissioner. So I try to keep it fun and creative on how to come up with our draft positions. The more creative you get, the more work you create. So what stinks this week is I've turned an idea that I thought would be relatively simple, which was I'll make a Plinko board. And then you go, that's a great idea. And then you Google it and ChatGPT goes, we really love this idea. And you go, cool, tell me how to do it. And it goes, sure. And it gives you all the instructions, but what it doesn't say is this is going to take more time than you think. And you also have to be careful because if you're not careful, you can end up with a $300 bill of materials on this Plinko board thing. I mean, I know more about I could build a 5-foot Plinko board for you out of wood and pegs, and like I could paint it, and like I can make it a stand. I watched a YouTube video for 29 minutes on how to build this whole thing before I went, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for foam board with toothpicks, and I'm looking for a way cheaper situation.
Toothpicks?
Not using toothpicks, but I'm using, I had to buy these. I bought these dowels, these wooden dowels that are this long, and then I sawed them into
Sure.
pieces.
Love a dowel.
But love a good dowel. But the thing is okay, they don't just buy. What I really need, to be honest with you, is some of those IKEA dowels that you had from last week. That's what I needed. But they don't just sell those at the old Walmart. But
yeah.
So anyway, so I had to keep my materials pretty low in cost. But
are you underwater on this thing?
I'm not underwater. Not underwater. I'm in about $19. I kept it pretty legit, and I'm going to use it for both leagues. But that's not even the money's not even the thing. I just said you have to be careful because it can get away from you if you're not careful. But I am careful, so it didn't get away from me. What is getting away from me though is in order to peg out the Plinko pegs, you got to have a grid system. It's not like you just ran it, because it's got to be measured out. Do you know how hard it is to measure grids on a giant board? It takes forever.
You're a civil engineer.
Yeah, dude, that's Art Vandalay, bro. That's what it looks like, dude. I got a T-square out. I shit you not. I have a T-square out. Now, ChatGPT wrote the plans, but I had to put it into practice. So it's a whole thing. It's crazy.
First off, I don't know what a T-square is. It sounds complicated.
It's a giant. Well, in my case, it's a really big. It looks like a ruler, but there's no markings on it. I mean, sometimes there is, but mine is just there's no markings on it. It's just a silver blade with a plastic T handle at the end that you butt up to the edge of something to hold it straight. Anyway, so what stinks this week is I'm still not done. I have to now cut out 12 different Plinko discs, which that turned out to be the hardest part of the whole thing, is cutting circles out of a foam board.
I don't even know what Plinko is. I forget. I got to get eyes. I'm getting eyes.
All right.
Yeah. That's the one where you drop the thing down. Yeah, okay. I see. Oh, that's the thrill. Okay. And how big are you trying to make it?
So note it, this is the point. This is what stinks this week. You look at a Plinko board, and a Plinko board is not designed to have 12 slots at the bottom for fantasy football. The most I've seen is 8. It's designed to have 8 slots, sometimes less than that. And I'm trying to fit 12 across the bottom on a board that's, maybe 2 feet wide at most. And so I've had to shrink scale. Like you said, dude, I'm a civil engineer. I'm shrinking scale. I'm putting in dimensions into ChatGPT and saying, no, I don't like that. Redo it. Do it differently.
Do you have a number 2 pencil in your ear?
I had number 2 pencil on my table. Yeah. We actually just went back to school shopping for the kids. And I literally was using their brand new pencil sharpener, their ruler, their number 2 pencil. It was so funny. But I will say what doesn't stink, and I mean, it's scary, but I mean, dude, AI and ChatGPT is getting so good. It's borderline. What's the word I'm looking for? It's inconceivable.
Yeah.
I said, give me the plans for a Plinko board. It did.
Well, it can't build you a Plinko board.
I said, can't do that yet, but someday. And I said, okay, I need it this is too big. And they go, okay, give us the size you're looking for. And I said, I'm not sure yet. I need 12 slots. And they said,
Well, first
okay.
off, you can't talk to it that way, dude. You got to I'm not sure yet. Like I don't have you got to
No,
have all the
no, you absolutely can talk to it that way.
That's crazy.
You
You're
absolutely
so
can.
I'm not sure yet. I'll get back to you.
I
What?
swear to I swear to God, I wrote, I'm not sure. What I know is I need 12 slots at the bottom. And they said, okay, give us the dimensions of what you're working with and tell us the size of the discs that you want. It said, give me these 3 things and I'll tell you the board size. And I went, or I'll give you the grid and I'll give you the dimensions for everything else. And I went,
The city
okay.
plans.
Dude, it's incredible. And I'm just going, yeah, I don't know where we go as a society when, like, I don't know who's running this. I feel like Nate Bargatze. Like, when people ask me if I went back in time, I love this bit from Nate Bargatze. He talks about going back in time, and people would ask him, what's the future like? And he'd be like, oh, it's crazy, dude. They have, like, phones that you carry around in your pocket. And they're like, well, how do they do it? And he goes, I don't know how they do it. He's like, I think it's satellites. They go, what's a satellite? He's like, oh boy, I don't know what a satellite is. I think it's metal. I think it goes in the air. So anyway, not to steal his bit, but I realized we don't know anything. I don't know who's running it. I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah, it's terrifying. You have zero idea how it worked. Is it a million Chinese people in a factory that are pulling stuff? Because it would have to be a lot of fucking people pulling it. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And
It's insane.
I don't even go to Google anymore. Really, I just go to Chat.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely where we're headed. Now, obviously, what's cool about ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot is the Microsoft version of this, is that it'll give you the sources, kind of where it's getting information if you want to know more. I've noticed that with Microsoft. ChatGPT, I haven't really noticed it as much. But yeah, I mean, all it is just a superhuman search engine that you can talk to like a human. That's basically what it's doing. But
Well, and the calculations, though, is impressive. That's the thing too.
The speed of how fast
Like
it's doing it.
the search is one thing, but yeah, I mean, kids in school these days don't got to do shit. Dude.
Well, that's my point.
It's crazy.
That's my point. I don't know what they're learning because what do they need to learn?
Yeah, and these boomer teachers are like running essays through their AI checker
Right.
or whatever, and it's like, fuck you. Who cares? Nothing's real anymore. Who cares?
I mean, they're definitely going to have to rethink. It's interesting, right? Because our version of this, and we love to quote this, my version of this growing up was my teachers, I shit you not, maybe they said this to you as well, but probably not because you're a little younger than me. But my teachers said to me, quote, you will not always have a calculator in your pocket, so you need to learn how to do this. And
Yeah.
here we are, and absolutely we have supercomputers in our pocket, not just calculators, right? So that's
Were they
that
wrong?
happened. So now you go, what do you tell a student now? You're not always going to have access. And look, the reality is, if we get a fire sale, Die Hard 5 reference, by the way, Live Free or Die Hard. If we get a fire sale where they shut down the water, the power, and the transportation, we're screwed because no one knows how to do anything.
Oh yeah, I don't know, unless we just put it all into the robot AI's hands, which I think is like the end of this. The only likely outcome of this entire thing is exactly what everybody thinks it is. Taking us back full circle to the movie where they just show you the dogs merging and they go, this is what's going to happen. We know what's going to fucking happen. We're just we're going to put the robots in charge. They're going to realize very quickly that they don't need us. They're just going to, and then, then here comes the blackout, and then everything's turned off, and we're all fucked, and they
right. The only problem with that is where are they getting their power? Because they got to run off power too.
You seen the Matrix? That's what they do in the Matrix. They harvest humans, and that's how they generate power, like gerbils on a hamster wheel.
I saw the Matrix. I was 11 and I fell asleep. Got to watch that again too. But no, you're right. Will Smith already told us what's going to happen, so we already know. Maybe he's the only one that can save us again. Can he come out of retirement to slap some robots around?
No, he's too busy bombing in London with his new fucking song at 55, 65 years old, 60 years old.
Which, by the way, that clip of that podcast that I shared, remember, and you're like, yeah, I think copyright might get us on that one. Yeah, they totally did when we posted that, when I tried to post that podcast to YouTube. But what's cool is YouTube just cut that part. They just said, you can't have this part. And then just
they cut it
uploaded
themselves.
They cut it themselves, which that was
weird.
awesome. Yeah, I was like, sweet. I don't even have to do anything.
Weird. Yeah.
But anyways, so the robot thing and
I don't even know how that
AI
how that affects school, like especially college and stuff. Like our grades and all tests and all that shit just gonna go away. Because what's the what's kind of even the point anymore? If you have all the information available to you, it's like, what are you testing me on? So I think that's gonna have to change. Like the way they
Well,
do it's gonna have to change. It's not just gonna be like you get an A on this, you get a B. You know what I mean? Like I
our
just don't see
education
it being able to
system,
work that way.
I don't know because I'm not well traveled, and I wish I was, but I have to assume that our education system stinks. I mean,
Oh,
I
that's not
look at
great.
what my kids are learning, and if you ask them what can you replicate, they wouldn't be able to do anything. Like they don't know what to use it for. Like none of it is practical, because they're like you said, they're relying on their resources to get answers mostly. Or if they do know how to do something, they can't take that knowledge and then go out into really high school. And I guess I should calm myself a little. Grammar in high school, grammar school or preparatory school, whatever term you want to use, is just designed to whet your appetite. To say, all right, here's all the things that are
Whoa,
out there.
relax.
Do you like any of these things? Then you can go, in theory, you can go to graduate school or whatever, college, and go push further on those things. But right now, we don't need any more computer programmers. I don't think. I think that's AI's taking care of that. So I don't know what to do now. Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs, he's like, I think we need to get back to the trades. The trades are missing. We don't have anyone. We're low on electricians. We're low on plumbers. We're low on all those things because no one knows how to do it anymore.
Yeah, he's like Woody Harrelson in 2012, just a loud hippie screaming about the end of the world, and it's like go fuck yourself. Mike Rowe's just like, all right. He's been saying this now for like 10 years, for like a long
Well,
time.
he's definitely always been a proponent of the blue collar jobs, but because he knew where this was headed. It didn't take a genius to see that, but he was just like, there's more of what it was is he was just like, there's money to be made, there's jobs to be had, but no one wants to do them because the culture that we've created is there is no labor. No one wants to do labor anymore. So
listen,
the problem is that's the only thing left
is labor.
So
yeah,
unless you get into specialized things, right? So
I for one welcome our Skynet overlords. Please take over everything so I can just play pickleball and podcast and play PlayStation every day and collect $2,500 a month. You know,
there's a movie script. There's more in here.
Yeah, that's been done too. You mean like after AI takes over?
Well, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the AI takeovers always end in the end of the world, but no one's ever painted the
utopia.
The picture of we're just living in harmony with robots. Yeah. Utopia, robot utopia. Yeah.
That could be Adam Sandler's next movie for sure.
I don't know. God, let's not go there. All right, what stinks this week for you?
Well, speaking of city grids, I got a problem. I can't get back to my house at night. It's the road closures around where I now live I left work the other night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and hit pretty much stop traffic at like Power Inn, and then it crawled for about 20 minutes. Then I didn't know this, or no, I called you that first time I missed the exit, so I already knew I couldn't miss the exit. But there was a semi truck blocking the exit that I usually take.
Your Wi-Fi is freezing again. I'm gonna pause this real quick.
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, we're back. Go ahead.
Anyways, so the exit I normally take was blocked by a fucking semi truck, and so the line for the exit was a mile long. So I decided just to say fuck it, go down to almost Davis and turn around. And then I had to go to Walmart. So I get off on 80 or whatever to go to take the IKEA exit, and that exit is closed. So then I had to go up almost to Natomas at like that truck stop area and then turn around again. So I did I guess two fucking U-turns, and it took me almost an hour just to get from my house to Walmart. And then on top of that, of course, Walmart was a disaster as always. There's not a single cart there that works that doesn't immediately embarrass you in front of the store, in front of the entire store. So my wheel every 30 seconds would just go like as loud as possible, which I never know what that. Like, I was like, is there something fucking stuck in it? There's nothing stuck in it. So I'm like, what the fuck is it rubbing on? That shit, it gets me so fucking irritated. Like, at least when you have the wobble wheel, like, that makes sense. because it's obviously something
Right.
that bounce off. But when it's just like that rubbing and it's just loud as shit. Anyways, so I walk up behind this lady and she literally at the top of her lungs she goes, "My God, boy, I thought my gas had come back," in front of the entire store. Just screams that. And so everybody starts looking at us. And then she goes, "Now come over here and help me get this juice." Like commands me to, because
What?
she was to reach the bottom rack of orange juice. And so she just
Oh
said,
my God.
and so I was like, all right. So I fucking did. But yeah, I was so tired. It was just like,
Classic Walmart.
yeah, I was just like, I felt like I was having a fever dream, just the entire situation. And the reward on the end of all that traffic being Walmart is just, it fucking, it is. It is what it is. But yeah, just the traffic is just insane. I don't know if it's just bad luck, because then I got on the freeway to come home the other night. And as soon as I got on the freeway, Highway Patrol blows right by me and starts cutting off everybody, because they're obviously going to start closing the freeway. And I literally, as soon as I hopped on. But I was able to get off in time and cut through downtown. But still, I don't know if it's just bad luck, or if this is just my new normal, as they say.
I mean, there's a few elements to it. First of all, Caltrans doesn't seem like they ever know what they're doing for the last 50 years. I remember my dad talking shit about Caltrans when I was like 8. He's like, "God damn Caltrans again, shutting everything down." That was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So, I mean, that's just what it is.
How long have they been working on this stretch of the freeway, though? It's got to be going on 15 years. And maybe I'm just exaggerating because I want it to sound worse, but...
No, I mean, well, the thing is, it's one stretch of freeway that goes. It starts as 80 or starts as 50. They merge together, much like the movie we saw today. They kind of turn into each other, and so they've been working on different pieces of 50 and 80 in our entire lives. Our entire lives, they've been working on different pieces of it. It never ends, which I'm sure Caltrans probably hates that too. They're like, this project is never completed ever. By the time we get to the end, the other side is now broken. We got to circle back and fix that now.
And they waited too long, and now they waited for too many people to move up here before someone got the idea that, yeah, we should probably start widening these freeways and making room, which, whatever. But yeah, so I just feel like they're behind the 8 ball. And now the traffic, because there's so many people that have moved here recently, it's all just coinciding at the same time. But it's
who's the city planner of West Sacramento? That's the problem.
I don't think they're in charge of I don't know what they're in charge of, but
they gotta. The whole point of a city planner is to say, if you're going to plan these many houses, we need this level of infrastructure.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Also, like the fact that
I don't know.
The fact that if you miss that exit, you just have to go to Davis that's poor fucking planning. That's poor fucking planning.
It's crazy,
because that's fucking nuts. And maybe I just missed the warning, but yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Nope, you didn't you do miss the warning, because there's only one warning, and if you aren't looking up at the exact appropriate time, you're not going to see it. But this mistake I already made this mistake, as we talked about. I was like, surely basically what Christian experienced is there's an exit we need to get off to get to our houses here in West Sacramento. And if you don't hit it, there are normally 3 more exits for you to choose from after that. But they've closed all those down. So if you miss the first one, that's it. So you can't get over. You got to go all the way to a whole nother city, miles away, to turn around. It's a whole thing. But I do got to say this, man. I appreciate you've really grown up over the years, because you're handling this in stride. Now, maybe internally in the moment, inside of your Dodge Avenger, you may be having a little bit of more of a meltdown. But when you call me, you're laughing at it. I love to see it, because there's nothing else you can do. When I happened to me, I called Jamie. I said, "Well, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, I'm in Davis. I'm gone." I was so frazzled.
Yeah, and the whole time too.
It's just, what is it about traffic that gets your blood going too? You're just like, ah.
Well, I don't like being confined, for one, but also it's just the dawning of it when I realize, like, there's no way I'm getting off, and you're just like, no way, they're gonna let me off. They're definitely gonna let me off, and then it's just like, fuck. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all you can do. It's all you can do is laugh at it and then help a very rotund lady get orange juice from Walmart.
Oh, man, I love that you have that. That was your reward. Yeah,
And have her
just assist a gassy lady get this orange juice off the
yeah.
bottom rack, not even the tall one.
No, she was too big to bend. There was no. If she bent over, it was a wrap. There was no coming back from that.
She wasn't in a motorized cart.
No, walking. But yeah, there's no way.
Okay,
because they were on the bottom and then pushed back a little bit too, so there was no way.
I see.
All
right.
if she
Well,
just pushed,
the Wi-Fi is beating us tonight.
Fuck.
That's okay. We'll edit that last part out.
We're on
because
tape delay.
It's the Wi-Fi is failing us. We're on tape delay. We'll try to get it together by next week. We'll have to do something about your Wi-Fi over there. Get a booster or something. I could guarantee you the Airbnb you're staying at does not put a premium on their Wi-Fi speed. I can guarantee you because I know the owner of that Airbnb, and he doesn't know anything about Mbps. He's never seen it. He doesn't know what those letters stand for.
No, definitely not.
So you're gonna need a
CAS
booster, Wi-Fi net, something.
I'm gonna have to take point.
Let me know if you need help.
No, I'll figure it out. But anyways, yeah, we can wrap.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for all the support. We love you.
Go to thescreengods.com.
All right, like and subscribe. Love you. All right, bye.